All right, great. So Darren, thank you very much for taking the time out of your day and hopping on this call with me here. I do have a
You're
few
welcome.
questions to ask you just about your experience so far with the course, if that's okay.
Please do.
Lovely. So I guess the first thing I wanted to ask you, so what problems were you trying to solve with our product or service?
Main problem I was trying to solve was building a pipeline of prospects. The methods that I was taught by the company I'm working for simply haven't been working.
Okay.
And I have been on LinkedIn for a very, very long time, and I haven't really used it. I've been very passive with it. And it wasn't until you and I started our conversations a while ago that I realized that it can be a much more powerful tool, and I need training on how to use it. And that's exactly what you offered. So that's why I was interested.
Lovely. Thanks for sharing. And what made our product or service stand out from any other option that you might have been exploring?
Oh, that one's easy. You found me. you found me. So the method that we've been working on, and the system and the process you have in place, I saw the success of that right from the very beginning. And when you first connected with me, I remember thinking, how did he find me? And then I realized, oh, that's what we're going to learn in the course, how this works. But you had me right from the very beginning, when out of nowhere, I didn't know you from Adam, and you connect with me. It's like, oh yeah, this is exactly what I need right now. How did he do this? And so now I'm learning how you did that.
Absolutely. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I tell
It does.
a lot of advisors that, the exact what we're offering to you is exactly like what I use in my own business. So the entire approach, the entire system, I mean, the entire framework, not only am I offering it to you, but that's sort of the core of my business in a way. So
Yeah.
thanks for sharing that. So next I wanted to ask you, so can you share with me your experience so far with the course material?
I find the course material is very valuable. It's a good combination. The modules where either you or Bilal are going through the particular topic, those are quite useful. I find that they're well organized. At no point in any of the modules that we're listening to, none of them are overloaded with information. None of them go off in any strange directions anywhere. It's all to the point, sharing examples of what you're talking about. And I found I go back and refer to those modules when I'm working through the worksheets.
Mm-hmm.
And the worksheets themselves, I really appreciate those because they're set up very, very clearly. Some of the sheets, yeah, sure, some of the exercises might take a few hours to do. Some don't take a few hours, but they do stimulate the thought process, which is really, really important. And quite often, when you're going through and trying to come up with prospects or looking for prospective clients, if you're just doing it freehand, you're floating all over the place. You have no real clear idea what in the world you're doing. Mm-hmm. Whereas with the worksheets, it'll say, this is what we're doing, this is what we're going to get out of this worksheet, and here's why you're doing it. And I found just going through and identifying the niches that I'm going to be pursuing, those basic steps of going through and doing the deep dive on the niches and helping out with the research, that has been incredibly valuable. And in my career, I've never had a structure like that before. So I found that the combination of the modules, the worksheets, and the other information that's there, to the point, really, really useful. And the exercises, I don't need to have a degree in order to complete the exercises. So I don't have to be an experienced salesperson. I don't have to have a business degree. I can do these, and it works well.
Great, great. Can you tell me, like, what have you been able to achieve since you started using, or since you've enrolled in the SLS Framework Mastermind? I know you're quite early in your journey, but if I could ask you, what are some key things that you were able to sort of learn or put in place this far?
A couple of things. Revamping my LinkedIn profile, and this is something that we talk about in the course, and we're going through it in week 5 right now. The company I work for is big, and they have a big compliance department. And if I make changes to my LinkedIn, anything on my LinkedIn, it has to go through them for approval. Mm-hmm. And so I went through the exercise, revamped my profile recently, and it's been approved and published by them like that. So to me, I think that's an accomplishment.
Mm-hmm.
I'm also pleased with the fact that I can change parts of my profile. Like I can change my focus if I have to go after another niche, or if I just want to. I can go through and make those changes, and I'm pretty confident now that any changes in my profile are going to be approved by our compliance department. It took them less than 24 hours. To me, I thought that's pretty solid. They didn't have any questions. They just said, yeah, you're published, you're ready to go. The other thing that I've accomplished really is, again, looking for clients. I was taking a very broad approach, but not very deep.
Mm-hmm.
And I discovered doing that, it doesn't work, at least not the market I'm in and the people I'm going after. I have to have a more clearly defined group of people that I'm zeroing in on with a focus. And I've been able to do that. And so I'm just at the stage now where I'm going to be using the tools on LinkedIn today, this week, and start generating these leads. And I'm really, really looking forward to that, because it's going to be a much more targeted approach than just going after anybody with a pulse.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Great. Thanks for sharing that. And what has exceeded your expectation since joining the SLS framework or working with us?
The main thing that's exceeded my expectation is just the level of knowledge and the depth of knowledge that is available from the group and from the material. And yet it's still straightforward. It's not overwhelming. I was not aware just how comprehensive the SLS system is, and how really comprehensive and complete a tool LinkedIn can be. I had no idea of that, none whatsoever. I mean, again, I was impressed by the fact that you found me, so that's why I was interested in joining in the program. But it's been a real eye-opener in terms of how much has gone into, through your experience, both you and Bilal, how much has gone into putting this material together, and how much you've been able to really take a good look and say, this tool that we have available to us through LinkedIn is being widely underutilized. Probably most people are not using it to anywhere near the degree that we're learning about in the program.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And to me, it was almost like going through the program that you've opened up a bunch of doors as far as the world of LinkedIn is concerned that I never even thought were there, not even close. Mm-hmm. So I'm looking forward to digging deeper into the tools that LinkedIn has, because to me it's, I'm just scratching the surface of it, and there's a lot there. I was quite shocked by just how deep it is, and your level of the two of you, the level of background and the level of knowledge that you've got, that you're able to distill into language that we can all understand. That's really important.
Thanks for sharing that with me. I really appreciate it. And if I could ask you, what's the main reason you could recommend the SLS Framework Mastermind?
The knowledge and the information that we're receiving, and the way that the training is set up, it's all practical. None of this is theoretical. This is not like a graduate course or a third-year physics course. There's nothing theoretical about this. This is all practical. This is all oriented towards results. And to me, that focus has been there basically from the beginning, being able to get the results. And that's why I feel confident that this week, when I start to really employ the tools that I've learned up until this stage of things, mm-hmm. I'm looking forward to seeing what the results are. Whether they're encouraging or tell me to go in another direction, at least I'm going to have something. Going through and doing the prospecting the way that I was taught by my company, and going out and trying to meet people by knocking on doors and going to visit different businesses, it hasn't worked. It simply hasn't worked. There have been zero results. And when something is yielding zero results, then don't do it. But something has to work somewhere. And so my thinking is, okay, I want to focus in on this and see just what it can do. And I'm feeling that one way or another, I'm going to get a lot more feedback, a lot more results of whatever the sort happen to be. It's going to make it easier and better for me to do a clear job of zeroing in on some prospects and bringing people in and having these conversations. If I'm not getting any prospects, and I'm not having any meetings, and I'm not closing anybody, where this way, I think this is going to greatly increase the chances of that happening.
That makes a lot of sense. And lastly, I wanted to ask you, what would you tell someone who's considering joining the SLS Framework Mastermind?
Do it. If it's appropriate for what you're doing as far as your work is concerned. In this case, the courses for us right now is tailored for financial planners, financial advisors, financial professionals. If generating leads and prospects is part of what you're doing for your work, then this is really valuable information that again, up until the program, no one had shared that with me. My company did not go into great detail as to how we could use LinkedIn as a tool. They just said you can use it, but that's it. LinkedIn itself, I've been a member for a number of years. I've never seen anything pop up that said, hey, we have this amazing tool. Would you like a tutorial on how to use it? That never happened. And so the fact that you've been able to say, we have something here that is really, really useful that you may not have heard about before. I'd recommend anybody who has to generate leads and prospects, take the course. Absolutely. And you can do it while you're doing other things. I mean, I still have a lot of work to do with my company, a lot of training that I'm taking through them, just an awful lot of work in general. And I'm able to be part of the mastermind and do the day-to-day work as well. It's not overly time consuming.
Excellent. Darren, honestly, I really thank you for sharing all that information with me. Thank you for being part of our academy. I look forward to seeing your success happen very shortly.
Yeah.
And we'll absolutely be in touch.
Great. And I'll be on the call this afternoon.
Absolutely. So I'll look forward to seeing you then.
Okay. See you then, my friend.
All the best, Darren.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.